The frost on the stasis pod cracked like shattered glass as systems long abandoned powered back to life. Alarms whispered instead of screamed, their tones dulled by a millennium of neglect. Inside the pod, a human girl opened her eyes. Her name was Lena Hale, and her first conscious thought was not fear. It was arithmetic. Probability of survival after unauthorized long-term stasis, negligible. Probability that she had been left here intentionally, absolute. She remembered laughter, alien hands shoving her forward, the smell of recycled alcohol, and someone saying it would be funny. The seal hissed open. Cold air rushed in. Lena sat up slowly, muscles responding far too easily for someone who should have been dust. Around her stood 3 aliens, their scaled faces tightening with shock. One of them dropped a scanner. How long? Lena asked calmly. The question made them flinch. 1012 cycles, said the tallest, his voice thin. We believed you were dead. Lena smiled. During the first century she had been. After that, the degrading quantum field began leaking information directly into her mind. Ship chatter. System diagnostics. Private messages. She had learned their language one stolen word at a time. She learned who put her here. She learned where they hid the pod when space was needed. She learned how often they joked about it. As she stepped out, medical gel sliding from her skin, Lena recited their secrets without raising her voice. Affairs. The crimes buried in encrypted logs. Silence filled the bay, thick and fragile. You can't know that, one whispered. I had time, Lena replied. 1,000 years of it. She asked to see the commander. They didn't refuse. In the command office, she listened as apologies were offered, compensation promised, transport arranged. Lena let them speak. Then she asked a single question. Where are the other humans? The room changed. Records classified beyond clearance flickered in the air as Lena accessed them anyway. Colonies empty. Cities untouched. Humanity gone. Lena nodded slowly. Good, she said. That means my plan still works. She felt the ship's quantum systems hum in recognition, threads she had learned to touch in dreams that never ended. Somewhere beyond the hull, stars burned unaware that something patient had finished waiting. Lena closed her eyes briefly, not in relief but in focus. The joke was over. History was about to resume. At last today. The first attack warning sounded 30 minutes after Lena left the command deck. 3 unidentified vessels emerged from faster than light, their shapes wrong, angles bending perception. Veterans on the bridge went quiet. The HFY, someone whispered. Lena felt a cold certainty settle in. She had seen them in fragmented archives, predators older than most civilizations, collectors of biological thought. They didn't hail worlds. They erased them. The transmission arrived anyway. Surrender the human consciousness, the machine-organic envoy demanded. The commander looked at Lena in disbelief. She nodded once. They're afraid, she said. That was when the shooting started. Shields buckled under precise, deliberate strikes. Lena moved through the chaos untouched, her awareness spreading through the ship's systems. In engineering, she gathered 3 crew members she had already chosen centuries ago. You don't know me, she said, but you're alive because I planned it that way. She explained quickly. Humanity hadn't gone extinct. They had escaped. Uploaded into quantum probability space where the HFY couldn't perceive them. Lena was an accident they didn't anticipate, a mind shaped slowly enough to bridge both states. We can't win, the engineer said. Not like this. Lena smiled faintly. I don't need to win. I need time. They rerouted power into a modified resonator as boarding impacts shook the hull. When Lena activated it, her consciousness exploded outward, threading through space, touching the HFY fleet from within. Systems failed. Organic components rejected synthetic control. 3 enemy ships tore themselves apart in seconds. Lena's body collapsed. Feedback burned through her nerves as alarms screamed. Then a voice cut through the noise, calm and familiar. The alien admiral appeared, ancient eyes steady. I put you in that pod, he said. We needed to know what humans could become. Rage should have followed. Instead, Lena laughed weakly. You left me alone with eternity, she whispered. The resonator shattered. The enemy scouts died. Lena's heart stopped. But her mind kept moving. In the silence that followed, the ship drifted, broken but alive. Somewhere far beyond, a greater force adjusted its course, drawn by the flare of impossible signals. Lena felt it even as darkness took her flesh. She had delayed them. More importantly, she had announced humanity's return, whether they were ready or not. The galaxy would not forget this moment, nor forgive what came next. Consequences were already unfolding beyond measurable probability curves. and time fractured. Permanently. Lena awoke in two places at once. Her body gasped on the engineering deck as med systems forced breath into damaged lungs. Simultaneously, she unfolded across quantum space, aware of millions of hidden human minds turning toward her signal. "You're late," some joked. "You made it," others cried. Lena understood then what her 1,000 years had been preparing her for. She was not a weapon. She was a door. The HFY Armada arrived weeks later, filling the void with impossible mass. They froze when they saw humanity waiting. Not fleets. Not planets. People stepping back into flesh grown patiently in secret facilities, consciousnesses sharp and unafraid. The HFY could not model them. Could not predict beings who existed partly outside causality. Lena spoke through every human throat at once. "We chose evolution over extinction," she said. "You forced us to learn patience." The Armada hesitated. For the first time in their long existence, the Predators calculated loss. They retreated without firing. Lena collapsed fully into her body, stabilizing at last. She was alive but changed, anchored between matter and probability. The commander watched her with something like reverence. "What happens now?" he asked. Lena looked out at the stars, feeling humanity behind her like a tide. "Now we rebuild," she said. But not quietly. She felt something else stirring beyond known space, something older than machines or flesh, awakened by humanity's return. The joke that began with a stasis pod had ended with a warning to the universe. Humans do not disappear. We adapt. We wait. And when we wake up, we already have a plan. Across the ship, aliens whispered legends already forming. A species that turned cruelty into catalyst. A girl who used boredom as a weapon. Lena felt no triumph, only responsibility. Eternity had taught her that survival was not enough. Meaning had to be built, defended, and sometimes shared. She turned back toward the bridge, toward allies and uncertain futures, carrying the weight of what she had started. Somewhere, deep in quantum noise, other intelligences were listening, measuring, deciding. Lena smiled, steady and unafraid. Let them come. Humanity was done being the punchline. The universe had laughed once. It would not laugh again, not after what patience and intelligence could become. History resumed, rewritten by a girl who refused to stay asleep. Ever again anywhere. In all timelines.